Hi, welcome back to the Running Master. In this video I'm going to help guide you towards the right Garmin watch for you. Over the last few years they have evolved so much, and now there are so many to choose from, all having different bits of functionality or different user interfaces like buttons or touch screens. It is difficult to know where to start, so I'm here to help you out. First off, why buy Garmin? Well, you're here because you're looking for a watch to track your running. That's the basic requirement of a running watch. You're probably looking for a few smartwatch style features, but the running bit comes first. If it were the other way around, you'd probably be looking for an Apple Watch or something like that. Garmin is known for its specialism in tracking activities and does them very well, so that's why we're here. There are other well-known manufacturers of running watches, but I've been using Garmin since around 2010, starting with the Forerunner 405, then the Forerunner 220, the Forerunner 630, and now I have the Fenix 6 Pro. So which ones will I be covering? As I said, there are loads of different ranges of Garmin watch. There's the Forerunner series, the XT series, the Vivo series, and the Fenix series. And each one has a whole bunch of variants, giving you tons of choice. So a little bit about each series. The Forerunner is, as it suggests, a watch designed for runners. As we'll see a little later on, these watches often do more than just running, but I guess Garmin didn't think about that all those years ago, and rather than rebrand, just added a new few functions to this series. The XT was a small progression on the Forerunner, aimed at triathletes. It's a little old now, as the functionality has been incorporated into the Forerunner series, but we'll get to that. Then there's the Vivo series. These are more lifestyle watches: the Vivo Fit, Vivo Smart, Vivo Sport and Vivo Active. The Vivo Fit is more designed as a competitor to the Fitbit watches, and the Vivo Smart only has connected GPS, which means you'll be using your phone to track your distance, so you have to take your phone with you when you go running and rely on its accuracy. The Vivo Sport and Vivo Active both have GPS on board. The Fenix series is really the flagship range and has everything that Garmin currently offers. There are actually even more expensive watches called the Mark series, but these are aimed at sailors, aviators, and have very specific functionality, and even I'd have to say this is a bit more than we need. I've picked out 10 models across Garmin's different types to explore for you, and I've used a few of them. They range currently from around £115 up to around £500. To make things easier, all of them will do the following. They will track GPS, they will measure your heart rate, you'll be able to track your steps, the amount of sleep you have, and you'll be able to upload your activities via Bluetooth to Garmin Connect on your phone. Text and phone call notifications will also come as standard on the watch, and what you actually see does vary depending on whether you get a monochrome or a colour screen. But if you want to know if your mum, spouse, best friend is calling, it will. Because there is such a choice, I had to think about how to get into this. I could go with a specific key requirement like, can it track my swimming too, or will it show my running route on screen? But there will be loads of different requirements depending on personal needs. So I boiled it down to this. If I laid out all 10 watches and said you could pick any one for free, you'd more than likely pick the one that had the most functions. And it will probably also be the most expensive. Not guaranteed, but likely. But they're not free, so really what we're actually saying is that price is the key here. Naturally, we all want the most stuff for the least price, so we'll start there. Right at the beginning, I said you're here because you want something that tracks your running. That's a basic requirement of a running watch. In fact, you might not actually want the complicated stuff. All you want to be able to do is track your run, have your watch tell you how far you've gone and at what pace. So right away, we found a couple of watches. If you like a round face, there's the Forerunner 45. But if you're happy with a square face, the Forerunner 35. The Forerunner 35 is a little cheaper. Some people dislike the square face because it looks a bit running-y, if that's a word, and it doesn't work with your going out outfit. I actually disagree. What better way to show you are a runner than by wearing a running watch? If I see someone with an Apple Watch, it doesn't really tell me much about them. Wear a Garmin and I know that they're likely into running or cycling or some outdoor activity, and is a great place to start a conversation. Both of these watches will actually go a little further though, and if you're just starting out with your running, you can create a basic run-walk profile like I demonstrated in my first video, and it will beep at you when it's time to start and stop. The Forerunner 45 will go a little further still and has something called Garmin Coach on board. This will help to guide you through a training program to 5k, 10k or even half marathon. The Forerunner 45 also allows you to follow workouts like yoga. The Forerunner 35 is on Amazon for £115 and the Forerunner 45 for £140. Stepping away from the running-y look a little and move to the Vivo Active. These watches' primary appeal is to the more smartwatch end of users, and it has a touchscreen as the main interface. It does do a bit more than the Forerunner 35, but not much more than the Forerunner 45. Only swimming seems to be the only difference, but not in open water. As said, the main difference is touchscreen, so if you prefer that and want to be more like your Apple wearing chums, this could be a good option. The only additional function is that the Vivo Active 3 Music also includes the ability to download music directly to the watch from Spotify or Deezer. I use Spotify, and you do need a premium account to take advantage of it, but it works well. Of course, you'll also need some Bluetooth headphones. The Vivo Active is available for around £150 and the Vivo Active 3 Music for £180. Back to the Forerunners, and the next step up from the Forerunner 35 or Forerunner 45 in the series is the Forerunner 245, which retails at around £250. There are two variants, 245 and the 245 Music, and in the same way as the Vivo Active watches, the 245 Music allows downloading of music and costs an extra £40. For activities, this watch adds some extra functionality, such as being the lowest price point to include the ability to follow a route. It's not a full map though, just a line on the screen, but you'll be able to see when you have gone off course or when you've gone down the wrong path. It'll also enable you to run against a virtual pacer, beeping at you if you run too fast or too slow. It includes Garmin's Pulse OX sensor, which says how much oxygen is in your blood if you want to know that, and will evaluate your training and say whether you need to take it easy or work a bit harder. For runners, the Forerunner 245 is arguably the Garmin watch that gives you the most bang for your buck. Now, although it can't track other activities, it can't really be used for tracking full triathlon events if you're keen on doing that. Triathlon tracking watches include the transition periods, that's the time between swimming and cycling, and then from cycling to running. The watch will know the order of events in the triathlon and switch to tracking each one and showing the best metrics for that activity. Garmin has several watches more dedicated to tracking triathlons, the latest being the 735 XT. It's a little older now and doesn't come with some of the functions of the 245, such as Pulse OX or following yoga workouts, but it is an option if you're looking to get into triathlons and will set you back around £215. Back again, the Forerunner series, and there's a bit of a jump from the 245 to the next watch, the Forerunner 945. There is a 645 in the middle, but due to some odd Garmin naming convention, the 645 is actually older than the 245. The 945 essentially does all that the 245 does and adds music download as standard, and also allows more mapping options, so you can see road names, ski resort runs, and you can zoom in and out on them. You can also use it for triathlons, and it also comes with even more functions. For instance, there's a Pace Pro feature, so you can run a route at a specific pace. It's like an advanced virtual pacer, ensuring your race or training strategy is spot on. There's also a ton of other functions, like being able to connect up to various other sensors. Those features though are quite niche, and I probably could make several videos just about them. In fact, actually I might just do that. The Forerunner 945 retails at around £470. Finally, there is the Phoenix range from Garmin. Now these are aimed at athletes, triathletes, mountain runners, ultra runners, explorers, or anyone who just likes their tech and looking at data. For me, guilty as charged. The Fenix 6 range alone has about a dozen variants depending on screen size, screen robustness and certain functions. On that last bit, if you're thinking of getting one, the key is the Pro naming. Only the Pro version comes with music download and mapping as standard. It is not a standard on the normal Fenix 6. The Fenix 6 Pro is therefore more or less the same as the 945, except a little bit heavier, and the screen is a little bit bigger, which is useful for that mapping function. The Fenix 6 Pro is on Amazon at around £540. If you want more detail on these watches, I'd recommend checking out DC Rainmaker's website. If you are in the market for a Garmin, there are also some shameless links below to the products on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button down below, or this one here that's just about to pop up, and see you for the next video. Bye for now.